Thank you. Well, last month, Netflix released a game show version of its 2021 blockbuster drama, Squid Game. The new show is called Squid Game: The Challenge, and it featured 456 players, all competing for the largest cash prize in TV history. And here today with me is DeAndre "Sip the Kid" Smith. He's coming from Waterloo. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And you were a contestant on the Squid Game: The Challenge.
Yep, correct.
Before we talk about that, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? And also, Sip the Kid, where did that come from?
Well, born and raised in Waterloo, Iowa. I'm an actor for a living. Sip the Kid. So born and raised in Waterloo, lived in Mississippi for a little bit of my life. So that's where Sip come from.
Oh.
The kid part come from me actually being able to be on Netflix, because I believe if you ask a kid what they want to be when they grow up, they would say the craziest things. So the kid part of me believe I can be anything I want to be in the world. So
that's great. I love that.
Yeah. So yeah.
I know I wanted to be an actor too. Being in Iowa isn't easy to be an actor. Do you find opportunities here?
Yeah, I find opportunities here. A lot of times, it's like a lot of local filming here, which is great and it's growing. But a lot of times, you got to leave Iowa, you know. So yeah, you definitely got to leave. Even doing Squid Game, I had to go across country. So how did this all come to be? Did you audition? How did you get on the show? So I auditioned. I seen a casting call online, and then once I seen it, I did research and realized it was real. And when I seen it was real, I applied, and I got a text saying Squid Game cast producer. And
wow. And what was the process like? Did they interview you? Did you have to do some of the challenges? What happened?
It was a long process. So it took, believe it or not, it took like, I think I got a text around October of the summer of last year, saying we interested. So it's just a lot of checking on you mentally and things like that. No challenges or anything. So basically make sure you're mentally okay, because the games was hard. So.
Okay, and where was this filmed?
UK. I went all the way to United Kingdom to shoot it. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And how long were you there?
A month.
And so what was that experience like?
It was the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. Being away from home, you know, no phone, no way to communicate with the outside world. And as you can imagine, red light, green light was one of the hardest games ever.
Yeah. I can't imagine. And you hear about people going on reality TV shows and shows like this, and they take your phone away and you can't communicate and you can't talk about it. But I've never met anyone that really had that experience.
Yeah.
So had you watched the Squid Game scripted show before this?
Actually, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the show until I got chosen, because I'm like, you know, like, I gotta watch it now. So that's my way of kind of not psyching myself out. But once I got chosen, I watched the show and I fell in love with it.
I've heard it's pretty, it's a little graphic, but so that's not what your show is like. No. Can you explain to people who don't know the Squid Game what the premise is? So
the premise is we basically play like childlike games, and we competing for $4.5 million. And it's not as brutal as the real show. It's not, no, it's not. So we basically had on like battery packs that went off when we, when we lost. So it's not as brutal, but competing for childlike games for a whole bunch of money.
It's stressful, I'm sure.
Very, very stressful, yeah.
Did you meet a lot of people?
I did. I became friends with a lot of the people, even the stars. Like, I know a lot of people probably know Player 182 or 297. I became a guy named Dash, became pretty close friends with a lot of the top stars. So I met a lot of good people. I like to tell people I got celebrity friends now.
Yeah, well, you are also. I mean, you're on the Netflix show. That's pretty cool. What do you hope to do after this?
After this, what I'm doing now, I want to do a meet and greet, starting with Iowa tour. So I want to let's go all around Iowa and touch people who believe they can do anything. So being on Netflix is something that I don't think the average person know how to do. And then being from Iowa, I want to represent Iowa. So I want to do a Player 181 tour, meet and greet around Iowa, and just meet people who want to do what I do, or just let them know they can do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, and how can people follow you on this journey?
Social media. All my social media is DeAndre "Sip the Kid" Smith. I did it that way on purpose, so now I just say my name, and you can just
find. There's not another one out there.
No, it's not another.
You're the only one.
Yeah, I'm the only one. So that way, I did it that way, so you can just follow me all over.
And that's really cool, and it's streaming now. It started last month, right?
Yep, last month. Yep.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We'll follow your journey, and yeah, we'll see what happens next.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
DeAndre "Sip the Kid" Smith on Instagram and Facebook.